Alright guys, TouchQuabe back again today. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday so far, and yesterday was a fantastic day to be a Call of Duty fan. Los Angeles Thieves confirmed into the CDL for 2021. Nadeshot and the 100 Thieves branding back in the league like they were in Black Ops 4 and won a couple of championships. The other side of the coin here then, and there's a lot to discuss about this over the coming days here, but what is their team exactly going to be? Slasher and Kenny confirmed immediately, TJ and Draza confirmed not too long after, as we're going to look at today, but Draza also certainly confirmed as a substitute player. That means they're still looking for a fourth. Who could it potentially be? Have they hinted about who it's potentially going to be? And who is their coach as well? As Nadeshot says, that is in the works and probably going to be announced relatively soon indeed. Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you for doing that. Let's run through things then. Kenny says, so glad to be back with this team. Feels like home. Big thanks to Optic Gaming as well. Time to win some chips at the Los Angeles Thieves. So Kenny confirmed very early on. Been smiling ear to ears ever since I was told about it. Slasher as well, home sweet home, damn does it feel good to be back. So Slasher and Kenny signed to OGLA, made perfect sense quite frankly to sign this team if you were Los Angeles Thieves, because you get to acquire some of the guys that were on your winning teams back in Black Ops 4. Slasher and Kenny of course a crucial element of those teams, and as you can see right here, Mudog as well, who was the general manager, I'm pretty sure, of the 100 Thieves team in Black Ops 4, general manager once again of Optic Gaming Los Angeles, and now back here, right? And you know, some people are looking at this and thinking it was their four-man squad, right? Like Slasher as the main AR, Kenny as maybe a flex SMG, Mudog in there as well, and then Nadeshot running that kind of OBJ role that he used to do back in the day. Not going to be happening though. They do actually have a proper team this time around. And as Hex says as well, welcome Nadeshot LA Thieves to the CDL, about time. So yeah, this is pretty interesting, right? How long is it going to be until we get some sort of announcement for what's going on with Chicago Optic? These kind of questions are, well, I'm sure going to be answered in coming days or coming months. You would imagine by the time the game launches, we're going to have something confirmed along those lines. TJ then says as well, we looked at yesterday's video, like, has he not got up yet? Has he not woken up in time or something like that? Was he late to their announcement video and this kind of stuff? But as he says here, super excited to be part of LA Thieves. Can't wait to get this season started. So he's going to be on the starting lineup, and well, as LA Thieves say, joining Slasher and Ken on the starting roster is TJ. But Draza, who was, well, signed back to Optic Gaming Los Angeles, I imagine before all this stuff kind of kicked off, he is going to be on the substitute bench, as it says will be the young gun. Draza, please welcome both to LA Thieves. So as Draza says, excited to get to work this season with LA Thieves, truly blessed. So clearly they are looking for a fourth, right? And who could that fourth potentially be? This is the video that they do announcing it. 100 Thieves, we're beyond excited to announce our return to competitive Call of Duty. A number of stuff mentioned in this. I think we'll probably have to go into it in coming days. They talk about a Warzone team, they talk about a CoD mobile team, they talk about the importance of this brand for the Los Angeles region, and kind of the attractivity, I suppose, of some of the merchandise, and well, what they're putting together here in terms of like the branding above and beyond just Call of Duty, right? And well, a lot of you guys having positive impressions of this branding when it was first launched yesterday. But towards the end of this video, they talk about the team, right? They talk about, okay, it's great to have Slasher and Kenny back on board, winning championships in London and then Anaheim back in Black Ops 4, and well, a crucial element, of course, of that team, and nearly won the World Championship in that incredible losers run that they made that we discussed yesterday. However, the rest of the team at the time was Octane, it was Priester, and it was Enable on the squad. Octane is elsewhere, Priester is certainly elsewhere, but Enable is still kind of in a little bit of a no man's land where we don't really know what he's going to do. He's talked about a few things that he's certainly happy, certainly still wants to compete, also certainly isn't going to be coaching 100 Thieves. He definitely didn't want to do that for TJ Halley, as we talked about a few days ago. But being a player would certainly be a possibility, and it's quite interesting to me to see how many players really are there on the market that are still available that a team like LA Thieves might want to pick up, right? And Temp was a name that we did consider. Kenny certainly wanted to play with him. I don't think that's going to be the case, actually. I think I've even heard that Temp might be linked to Paris right now, so not really sure what's going on there. And the beef that Temp had with Nadeshot, really originating back to World War II, is, well, probably not done too well for his chances, right? And how many other players really are there on the market that are realistically options for LA Thieves, especially given the fact that Enable played with these guys before, has a very strong inkling on the brand, and as John Robinson says right at the end of the video, as we're going to look at, he was like the whole instigator, not really the instigator, but Enable was kind of the key guy doing the whole run it up thing, the Oak Boys, you know, Mudog, JCap, Enable, and Facento, and John Robinson gives Enable a specific shout out right here, and as Nadeshot says, there's a fourth very much in the works, and a coach coming soon as well. Could that potentially be Karma? That is another question that you guys might have.
We hope we can earn your support throughout this year. We're excited. We've got Kenny, we've got Slasher, we got TJ, we got fourth going to be announced here soon. Mud Dog's back. We've got a coach in the works. We got a Warzone team coming. We're doing it all. We're so excited for the future of LA Thieves. We're so excited for the future of the CDL. And we're so excited for the future of the Call of Duty franchise. And we are so happy to be a part of it once again. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to John and I speak. We can't wait to show you more. We hope you have a fantastic day, and YouTube. We'll see you fudging later. Goodbye.
Shout out to the fans. This one's for you. Shout out Oak Boys. Shout out Enable. We're going to keep running it up. Let's go.
That ain't going in there.
So certainly interesting timing, because Enable comes out just last night and says, decided it was time to get my own logo branding, perfect representation of my personal vision and story. So of course, like the fact that he doesn't have one thumb or whatever, but you see these colors here, right? And he definitely talked on the Stay Attached podcast not too long ago that red and black are definitely colors that he likes. And you can see this kind of branding here. We've got white, we've got red, we've got black. These are very similar colors, of course, 200 Thieves. And yeah, just kind of interesting to see that this new logos and stuff that Enable's coming up with. And of course, his profile picture as well is him with Kenny with the 100 Thieves back in the day. So honestly, it's kind of cool to see. Is it the most likely outcome? It may well be. And Los Angeles Thieves News, who just made a new account yesterday, LA Thieves CDL, come to CDL, come to the LA Thieves and get that ring that year. Nade shots, you forgot you were signed it on your burner. So yeah, definitely kind of hinting maybe that something's going on here, and the hints from John Robinson and the 100 Thieves and now Enable definitely seems to me that this could be an option, right? And yes, Enable maybe wasn't the greatest player in Modern Warfare, there's no doubt about that, but they have experience winning with this guy, and how many other multi-game champions of his caliber are really left on the market, right? There really isn't many, and yeah, maybe that's an option that they do decide to go with, especially given how well in tune he is with the brand and what 100 Thieves and LA Thieves do indeed represent. The other side of things is this, Pharaoh comes out and says, I wanted to be a thief in the night, yeah, LOL, says Slack. So yeah, Pharaoh maybe not too happy that he's stuck on Florida. We've seen this earlier, the fact that I think he was meant to go to New York and definitely wanted to do that, but Florida, well, kept him locked down, and maybe he is also saying, like, you know, I wish I could get to this team, but who knows, maybe Florida let him go somehow. I don't think that's going to be the case, but who knows, maybe they figure something out, and Pharaoh ends up going to this team, because of course he's played with those guys in the past as well, at the start of, you know, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Definitely had his clashes though with Slasher at the time, and that team fell apart and they brought Priester in and got significantly better. But maybe nowadays they can well, work those differences out, and maybe Pharaoh has matured as a player to some degree, so those issues do not surface once again. The other side of this then is Karma, right? Because we talked about the coach. Nature says a coach is in the works. Who's it potentially going to be? Hitch said a couple of weeks ago on this Black Ops 2 throwback tournament that, well, Coach Karma was potentially in the works. And if that is the case, which team even makes sense for Coach Karma, right? Given you've got Sender over at the Huntsmen, all the other big name teams already have a coach. You know, FaZe have Crowder, Dallas Empire, of course, have Rambo Ray. The only team that really didn't was Optic Gaming Los Angeles, now being bought up by the LA Thieves. If there's any place that makes perfect sense for Karma to go into as a coach, it's probably Los Angeles Thieves. And, you know, he does the reply to this tweet. Obviously, everyone's doing a reply to this tweet, so it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But the fact that he says a coach is in the works, like, what other coach even makes sense right now? There's definitely some other players. I mean, JCap could be an example, of course, from the Oak Boys, and, yeah, very familiar with the 100 Thieves branding. I definitely think they're going to probably keep a relatively tight-knit community like that of players that people know and people associate with, especially given the fact that that's a big thing about the 100 Thieves branding on the whole, and bringing people in to watch to some degree based on the personalities that are involved as well. So I definitely think Karma would be a good scalp for them to take. What's also quite interesting to see is this about Katie Bedford, of course, who was a streamer over at Optic Gaming Los Angeles, and it kind of raised the question really when this whole buyout happened, how many of the players on the team like Slasher Kenny, TJ and Draza are they necessarily going to sign? Because it seems like World's Bedford, as you can see in her bio right here, has taken the Optic Gaming out, hasn't put anything about Los Angeles Thieves in, so it seems like she's not going to be associated with this new LA Thieves branding. And interesting in this sense that maybe they could have done the same thing with their players, but, you know, maybe the contracts worked in a slightly different manner. But I thought I'd point this out for you guys today. Just to finish off the video, a couple of interesting things. Los Angeles Thieves, they released the official logo kit. Intrigued to hear your thoughts on the branding in the comment section below right here. I honestly think it's super clean. I can definitely see you know, the jerseys. I think they even did a giveaway as well, like just to rack up their follow accounts even more than it already was, and we'll probably talk about that tomorrow. But some sick merchandise all over the park already, and it's a great sign, quite frankly, on the merchandise side, given the fact that these teams are actually being given free reign this season to design their own stuff, which wasn't the case last season. And thankfully, the CDL have taken a step back and said, look, the teams can do it themselves. Definitely the right thing to do when you've got a team as powerful and a brand as powerful as 100 Thieves, Los Angeles Thieves coming into the CDL right now. Just to finish as well, thought I'd mention this because, well, Brandon points out that for some reason on the Call of Duty League YouTube channel, when you scrolled through like what the team channels were, Paris Legion weren't appearing. And especially given that Los Angeles Thieves had been added, some people were thinking, like, you know, what's going on here? Is it possible that Paris has somehow sold their spot and isn't in the league anymore? Big questions came out as a result of that. Boma then pointed out that it seemed to be a bug, so on his screen he actually still could see the Paris Legion. And if you do go on the website right now in terms of the Meet the Team page, you will find, I don't know why the font did that, you will find Los Angeles Thieves is actually here, here in place of where Optic Gaming Los Angeles used to be, and Paris Legion is still down here as well. So yeah, nothing to worry about if you're a Paris fan, but yeah, maybe if you're a Paris fan and you're hoping for French players, doesn't seem to be so likely. I imagine some confirmations may come out in coming days. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to make sure you don't miss anything. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. Really helps out the YouTube algorithm know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.